And amazing scenes here at Wembley for the 1966 Cup Final between Everton and Sheffield Wednesday. The community singing, the famous Abide With Me, has just finished, and now the two teams are entering the arena. Everton, headed by Harry Catterick, and Alan Brown, the team manager of Sheffield Wednesday. Both sides have got light blue tracksuit tops, most of them carrying light brown footballs in their hands. The linesman and the referee, Mr. Jack Taylor of Wolverhampton, at the rear. And they're going now towards the royal box where they'll line up. The red carpet is already laid out for Her Royal Highness Princess Margaret to come down and meet the teams, and behind the teams, the mass bands of the Royal Marines that have been entertaining this 100,000 vast crowd for about an hour before the kick-off. The teams, Sheffield Wednesday, let's take them first. They're considered the underdogs, but by goodness, a lot of people here don't think they are. Sheffield Wednesday, Ron Springett in goal. Then Will Smith at right back, and their skipper, Don Megson at left back. Don Megson, who played so magnificently in that semi-final when they demolished Chelsea. Eustace at right half, Peter Eustace. Sam Ellis, who's come in for his first ever cup tie. How about that? Young Sam Ellis playing at centre half instead of Mobley, who's injured, and Jerry Young at left half. Outside right, Pugh. John Fantham at inside right, who also played magnificently in the Chelsea game. Jim McCalliog, a great danger at centre forward. 40,000 Miss Margaret enters the field. Absolutely fantastic scenes here with Everton then leading God Save the Queen all on their own, and the whole of the stadium stood up and waited for the Everton supporters to finish. Well, Wembley here, certainly an avalanche of Everton supporters has descended on Wembley, and wherever you look you see the blue and white of Everton. Sheffield Wednesday certainly the underdogs in this respect, but we'll wait and see after 90 minutes or perhaps longer. Everton then, Gordon West in goal, Tommy Wright instead of Brown at right back, Ray Wilson at left back, Gabriel at right half, LeBone at centre half, and Harris at left half. Scott, the £40,000 buy from Rangers at outside right, and now Mike Trebillock, 21-year-old who came from Plymouth. He's in at inside right, and Alex Young moves to centre forward instead of Pickering, who's been dropped. A lot of people say this is a mistake, but Harry Catterick not going to risk his injured foot, especially with young Sam Ellis at centre half for Sheffield Wednesday, who's a real tough one and doesn't care how hard he goes. And this afternoon I think we're going to see quite a lot of Ellis. With Alec Young in at centre forward, Colin Harvey, who scored the winning goal to put Manchester United out in the semi-final, and Young Temple at outside left. Those are the two teams then. The crowd really getting set for what looks like being a grand final. Her Royal Highness Princess Margaret has gone back to the royal box, in which the Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Wilson, Princess Marina, Mr. Callaghan, Lord Montgomery of Alamein, amongst many other notabilities. Sheffield Wednesday almost directly in front of us, and to our right, Everton, the favourites. My co-commentator this afternoon, an old friend, Fred Verlander, and he'll be doing the first part of the commentary.
Referee looking at his watch. And here we go, off the kick-off for the 1966 Cup Final. And it's LeBone straight upfield, taken there by Eustace. Sheffield Wednesday into the centre. And inside right there, Scott passes the ball, and that is Johnny Fantham, a through ball right up the right, saved there by Gordon West.
Sheffield Wednesday soon settled down, and in the 5th minute, Wembley really exploded.
I must say at this stage, Sheffield Wednesday seem to be more on the attack than Everton. A good ball there, throw in, and McCallick shoots for goal, and it's a goal! Beautiful goal! Beautiful goal! Came across there from David Ford, and it was a lovely goal by McCallick. He took it on his left foot, and West dived for it, but the ball went right over the top and into the back of the net. Brilliant goal! 4.5 minutes and Sheffield Wednesday go ahead by 1-0.
Everton, stung into action, swarmed into the attack.
Scott of Everton now moved right down the field, tips the ball right inside, and Sheffield Wednesday just clear their line. Back to Wilson of Everton, inside the Sheffield Wednesday half, crosses the ball right over the top, headed there, Young, and it's a goal! No, he's offside. Young is offside. Just inside the 6-yard area. The linesman on this side of the field waving his flag vigorously. The referee has taken note of this, and so that was a near miss for Everton. Tips it back to Springett. Springett, long ball as usual up the field. Headed back there by Brian Harris. Down to Tribblecock, who tips it forward to Young. Young's through on his own. He's taken the ball too far. And Young, taking the ball through, tips it forward. Springett dived for the ball, and Young went over. There's an appeal for a penalty, but the referee says no. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. No, it's a goal kick. Goal kick being taken. Springett went down for the ball, and Young tripped over him. He was through on his own, had every chance of scoring, but he fell over Springett, and the ball went over for a goal kick. And now I hand over for further commentary to Peter Lloyd.
Sheffield Wednesday, the underdogs, started off in great style, and after 4.5 minutes, McCalliog got that vital first goal. Alex Young replied for Everton, but was offside. Then he was going through 2 or 3 minutes ago, and brought down by Springett, but a perfectly legitimate save by Springett. He flung himself at Alex Young's feet. Alex Young's got it now, right over on the far side. Sheffield Wednesday playing from left to right. Now it's Gabriel, slips it through to Temple, who tried one, goes to Springett, the goalkeeper. Springett bounces it once, bounces it twice. Head up in the air, was a bad kick. Wilson traps it just inside his own half, flips it back to LeBone. Up go the cries of the massive Everton crowd here. Everywhere you look, you see blue and white favours and blue and white hats and scarves and maskets. But it's Wednesday, the underdogs, who are in front. Just 15 minutes left to go then in this first half here, the 85th Cup final. And it's Ford, puts it back. It comes through now to Peter Eustace. Right over
With their 1-goal lead, Wednesday fight tenaciously.
Breathe a sigh of relief again. Sheffield Wednesday putting up a wonderful show. All 11 men playing their hearts out. And a special mention, I think, for Peter Eustace and young Sammy Ellis, who's come into the team just at the last minute. What a game to play your first cup tie in, the cup final. I certainly always remember this day. Quinn in the outside right position now. Commentator's nightmare with this fellow. He's diving all over the place, and it's now Smith a long one up into the Everton goal mouth, but it's right there, very calm under pressure, goes into the centre circle. Ellis calmly through, and now the Wednesday getting a bit lax, mustn't do this, they want to hang on to this goal, and it's Will Smith now, the right back, just on the halfway line, chips it forward right up into the Everton half, and it's Ford now racing for it. Harris is with him. Ford still just kept it in play, but Harris is alongside him. Any moment now, you can see the referee looking at his whistle, and there goes the whistle for half-time, and Sheffield Wednesday lead by 1-0.
After the second half had been in progress for 10 minutes, Sheffield Wednesday had Wembley erupting again.
Now running right down the middle, beats LeBone, going right through, and a shot saved there, and you got another, got a goal! A goal by Gary Fenton! A goal by Ford. It was Ford that scored. David Ford. The ball was kicked forward there, saved by West. The ball rebounded. Ford collected it and pushed it in to the left-hand side of the goal. A very nice goal there by David Ford. So that's 11.5 minutes of the second half, and Ford has made the score 2-0 for Sheffield Wednesday. Kick-off been taken Pugh. Back to Eustace. Pushing it across this side. That's on the left wing there. Picked up once again by Fantham. Inside to Quinn. Quinn now moving down the centre of the field, being closely watched there by Temple. Tips it across to Eustace. Right out on the right wing. Smith puts it right into the centre circle. Up goes McCalliog with his head. And well saved there by West. West went deliberately there. Knocked forward on the ground, but the referee waved on play. Anyway, the ball's away up now in the Sheffield Wednesday half. Cleared there to one of the Everton players. Inside to Temple. Temple to Harris. Harris now moving up the centre. Tips the ball right forward. A nice header there by Scott. And it's a goal! A goal! And Treble-Cock has scored for Everton. Nice header down there by Scott. Inside the 18-yard area, about 10 yards out. And Treble-Cock took his time and put a brilliantly low shot into the right-hand corner of the net. So the score now goes Sheffield Wednesday 2, Everton 1, after 13 minutes play of the second half.
Only one goal down, Everton now pile on the pressure, and 11 blue shirts begin to look like 3 dozen.
It's going to be taken by Wilson. Tips the ball back to West, who once again, low throw out here to Wright, the right back of Everton, moving up. It's a long ball up to Young, the centre forward. In close attendance there is Ellis, tips it to Scott. Scott now moving up the field, passes McCalliog, Megson, and Eustace wins in the tackle, but it looked to me as though there was some obstruction there by Megson, and it's a free kick to Everton, halfway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half on this side of the field. It looks as though Scott's going to take the free kick. All the players lined up just inside the 18-yard area. Ron swinging at the ready, and a chip over the top there. Goes up for LeBone to go up, but he's beaten there. And there's a shot and a goal! It's a goal! Goal by Treble-Cock. Up went Sheffield Wednesday. The ball was headed down. Treble-Cock, and there's a fan. 2 fans of Everton run straight on the field. How they've got through this police cordon, we just don't know. But they've run over. They put Treble-Cock down, and the police now are after them, telling them to get off the field. 2 police, and he's lost his jacket. And the policeman has tackled him. A brilliant rugby tackle there. Brought this fan down just outside the 18-yard area in the Everton goal area. And there's about 4 policemen round him now. He's lost his jacket. He's being carried off the field to the cheers of the crowd. Obviously an over-enthusiastic supporter been taken away. Photographers moving around on the far side to try and get a picture of this. And tremendous. 5, 6 policemen there. He's carried off, and it's no doubt that's the last he'll see of this match. And away to our left here we can see a mess of blue and white. Everton supporters really roaring. It's almost like the Kop at Liverpool here. They're swaying about all over the place and singing to their heart's content. I'll now hand you back to Peter Lloyd for further commentary.
What a recovery by the blue-shirted Everton boys, and their supporters really giving it the go now. It's Wednesday on the attack. Everton defending the goal on our left, and it's Wilson right over on the far side who chips it back then to West, the goalkeeper. West bounces it once, he bounces it twice, looks for a player and throws it very high up onto the centre line. Up goes Treble-Cock. Treble-Cock got both Everton's goals. My goodness, what a performance in his first ever cup final, and being brought into the team at the last moment. The ball right over on the far side. Oh dear, and Alex Young's away for Everton. Beats 1 man, beats 2, but doesn't beat Jerry Young, who comes confidently and slips it through to Pugh. Pugh now right over on the far right hand side, puts it through to Fantham. Fantham beaten by Harris. Harris going round in 2 circles in 3. Beautifully played out to Wilson, the left back, coming up to the halfway line. Right over on the far side, Treble-Cock. Treble-Cock through to Harris. Harris a bad one. Picked up by Quinn there. And back it goes to Jerry Young, the left half, who tips it to Springett, the goalkeeper. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. And away it comes into the centre circle and beyond. And as Fred Wallander said, the whole stadium exploded with that second treble cock goal. A magnificent comeback by the Everton boys. All credit to them because they looked to be out of it when Ford got that second goal, and now it's Wednesday coming down the left hand side. Ford, number 10, puts it over into the middle. This looks dangerous, but no, Pugh misses it. He goes right out over onto the far side. Harris, long one over onto this side of the field, and it's right back. Tommy Wright, who flips it forward to Scott. Mexon's with him, and across comes Jerry Young to save the day and to put the ball out of play. And it's Scott going to take it, blue-shirted Scott, and the whole of this stadium absolutely sitting on the edge of their seats or standing on tiptoe if they're not sitting on a seat. Who's going to do it? Who's going to tip the scales, the Wednesday or Everton? And now it's Fantham, puts it over onto the left wing position. Quinn there, Quinn on the near side here, tucks it back there to Fantham. Fantham now for the Wednesday, and Wednesday moving forward. And the blue-shirted Everton boys going back. Wilson tries to tackle, tries to tackle Pugh, but he just manages, LeBone just manages to scramble it back. And now it's Harvey. Harvey, number 10, playing in the outside right position for Everton. A long one, but nobody there. Oh, dear! Oh, what a mistake! Yes! Temple scores the winner! Temple scores the winner! At least it may be the winner. And absolutely fantastic scenes here at Wembley. The whole of the Everton supporters going absolutely mad. Oh, what a tragedy for Wednesday. Poor Jerry Young. And a complete missed kick, and now all the police force at Wembley chasing these young Everton supporters who've gone absolutely mad. A fantastic scene as all the photographers crowd round and take pictures of these players. At least they want to be players, but these supporters going onto the field. And our man over on the far side being carted away by 4 very tough policemen who are finding it quite a tough job to get him out of the way. Helmets flying, maskets flying, who cares? Everton are in front now. As far as Everton are concerned, it's in the bag. But that's up to Sheffield Wednesday now, having been 2 goals in front. That was a tragedy, absolute tragedy for the Wednesday. It's Everton now with their blue noses in front. And by goodness, a magnificent recovery by this side, Everton. 11 minutes to go. Well, Ron Yates of Liverpool last year collected the cup. I wonder whether it's going to be Brian LeBone this year. Brian said he was quite certain he'd go up those steps to receive the cup. And at this stage, it looks as if that might be it. I'm certain Liverpool will explode this evening. Oh, the long one through to Scott, but he can't quite reach it. Goes through into the photographers. And a goal kick. 9 minutes left to go. Fred Wallander, excited as I am, with the old stopwatch in his hand, watching the minutes tick by. Nobody could be more neutral than we are, but it's Everton. My goodness, you've got to take your hats off to them. And I know what I wouldn't like to be here at Wembley at the end of this match, and that's the policeman. But the good old London Bobbies, no doubt, will take a pretty good measure of this, and they'll have to be all their wits about them to deal with this crowd. All the crowd blowing the whistle for the referee, but still a few minutes to go, and the ball goes out of play for a goal kick to Everton. 2.5 minutes left to go on our watch, and we have been stopping it for injury time. And Everton, having come back from being 2-0 down, are now 3-2 in front, and the FA Cup very nearly in their grasp for 1966. Alec Young then through to Gabriel. Gabriel misses it, and it's Peter Eustace, who's played a terrific game for the Wednesday. Goes through to Quinn. Quinn tries to chop it out to McCalliog. It's a bad one, but Smith manages to pick it up. Will Smith, the right back, right over the far side, chops it into the Everton goal mouth. Up goes Eustace. Oh! And Ford tried a shot. Fantham it was. Thought it was Ford in that melee, but it was Fantham trying a shot which just shot over the top. You can imagine how the Everton players are feeling as Harris goes to take the kick. 1, 2, 3, 4 and takes it. A low one. It goes up to Temple, the outside left, who's gone to centre forward. Alec Young is with him. Goes out to Scott, the outside right, just on the halfway line. And now they're in the Wednesday half. Alex Scott still with it. Alec Young alongside him. Goes back to Gabriel. Gabriel with socks rolled down. This is to stop the tension in their calf muscles. They've been playing pretty hard for 90 minutes almost, and now it's Gabriel. Gabriel going down the right there. But it's Quinn, the outside left, who's trying to patrol him for Wednesday. But he's only got to hang on to the ball just about another minute or so, and the cup goes to Everton. 1 more minute, says Fred Verlander with a wave of the finger, clutching the stopwatch, and there's a wonderful battle. The right-hand corner post. And it's a throw there. A throw to the blue-shirted Everton boys. Both sides looking a bit tired at the moment, and my goodness, they should be after this fine match. Many of the critics said they thought it would be a grand final, and indeed they were right. Terrific game, with Everton still just keeping their noses in front. The ball down in the Wednesday half, and now it's the Wednesday boys coming away surely for the last time to try and snatch this third goal. McCallio puts it down to Phantom racing for it, can't quite get it, and it's a corner then. Tommy Wright, the right back, gives away a corner, and now the Wednesday supporters saying, come on, let's see if we can get this equaliser. 5 seconds on our watch, except for injury time. We've been stopping our watch, it must be just seconds, as Ginger-headed Pugh comes up to take it. 1, 2, 3, in it goes, an in-swinger, up to the Wednesday heads. There's a shot, oh, a wild one by Smith. Worst thing he could do, wasting those precious seconds. The ball's got back by one of the ball boys, and any minute now the whistle will go, and I'm certain Wembley will erupt. Harris now taking the kick. Mr. Taylor's looking at his watch, and the sun's still shining, certainly shining on Everton now. And now it's still Wednesday, still very courageous, trying to fight their way back into the game. McCallio trying to get down the left here, but pushes Scott over. And play goes on. McCallio now a long one, but too tired for a really good one. It hits the back of the netting, and Everton breathe again. Still Everton in front, 3-2 in front. All the policemen ringing the whole of the pitch, waiting for the onslaught of the Everton supporters. All the whistles going from the supporters, but Mr. Taylor just looked at his watch, and there he goes! Everton have won! Everton have won the cup for 1966, defeating Sheffield Wednesday by 3-2. A magnificent game, magnificently played by both sides. Somebody had to lose, and it had to be poor Sheffield Wednesday. Couldn't feel more sorry for them. They played their hearts out, and they couldn't do any more. Everton just too good for them, and now as they line up to go up for the cup.
Now up to the rostrum, right up on the far side by the raw box, go the Everton players to receive the FA Cup, and there's Brian LeBone just receiving the cup there. What a brilliant cheer, and this stadium is absolutely erupting with the blue and white Everton supporters away on our left here, giving them a very big cheer as they receive the trophy.
With me now is Mr. Harry Catterick, the manager of triumphant Everton. Mr. Catterick, how did you feel when the Wednesday cracked in that first goal against you?
Well, the first goal is usually an all-important one in the cup final, of course.
What about when the second Wednesday goal went in from, was it 4, wasn't it? Yes.
Well, I felt then, like all managers feel when you're 2 goals down, quite despondent, and I thought Temple's goal was an absolute magnificent effort.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, sitting beside me now is Mr. Alan Brown, the manager of Sheffield Wednesday. Mr. Brown, could you tell me at any one time during the match when you thought or felt that the tide was going against the Wednesday?
No, I never felt it was really going against them, nor did I think it was going absolutely for them. I've lived too long in this game to think other than that a match has to be won at the end of 90 minutes. In British football, you can win and lose a game in 3 shots, and that's almost what happened to us at Wembley. I think our boys still played and had control of the game at all points in the game, apart from the times when Everton scored. I was very, very pleased with them, since they're a very immature looking side, but now beginning to play in a very mature fashion. Yes.
Bye-bye, sir.
Cheerio.
It's quiet now at Wembley. So quiet and still, you can feel it. It's Sunday morning as I stand here in this vast arena and close my eyes. The empty terraces become alive again. The tremendous crowds, the incessant roars of 100,000 fans resound in my ears and will for a very, very long time. Everton, with the FA Cup carried joyously on high, have made their way back triumphantly to Goodison Park, and a victor's welcome awaiting them from their thousands of cheering fans. It's their rightful due. And Sheffield Wednesday? They too can lift their heads high as they return to Sheffield, because even in defeat, this is their hour of victory also. Only 2 teams can get to Wembley. It's a magnificent achievement. Yes, Sheffield can be proud of their fighting men from Hillsborough, and I feel sure the 11 royal blue-shirted, talented young men of Everton would be the first to agree.